Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Now let's look at the fixed cost. So what is fixed cost? So fixed costs are costs that remain the same in total regardless of changes in the activity level within a relevant range. So it is saying that the fixed cost, as the name implies, they are fixed. So if it is fixed, then it remains the same. It doesn't change. Okay. So in total, your fixed cost remains the same regardless of how many units that you produce, regardless of the activity level. So it remains the same. So that if your cost behave like that, that is a fixed cost. So fixed cost per unit. So for a fixed cost per unit, it varies inversely with the activity. So as volume increases, unit cost declines and vice versa. So the example of your fixed costs are the property taxes, the insurance, the rent, depreciation on buildings and equipment. So all these are your example of the fixed costs. Okay, for example, this one. So Diamond Company leases its productive facilities at a cost of 10,000 ringgit per month. So the total fixed cost of the facilities will remain constant at every level of activity. So if it remain constant, that is your fixed cost. So you have this one. The total fixed cost is 10,000 ringgit per month. So 10,000 ringgit is the fixed cost, the total fixed cost. For example, this one is an example of your rent expense. So rent expense is a fixed cost at 10,000 ringgit per month, regardless of whether you produce 0 units or you produce 2,000 units or 4,000 units, your cost remains the same. The same, for example, your the rental for the factory. So if you have to pay a rental for the factory, 10,000 per month, regardless of how many units that you produce, the rental remains the same at 10,000 per month, right? So that is about the total fixed cost. What about the fixed cost per unit? So on a per unit basis, the cost of rent will decline as activity increases. So to understand this better, maybe you can plot a coordinate. Okay, you can plot you can plot the x and y axis, the coordinate or the point, the 2 points for a coordinate so that you can understand this better. So you have you plot the x-axis and the y-axis. So let's say your x is your quantity or the units that you produce, and then your y-axis is your cost, your fixed cost. Okay, let's say your fixed cost is 10,000 ringgit. What if you just produce a single unit, just produce one unit? So that one unit will bear the cost of 10,000 ringgit. Okay, what if your fixed cost, if let's say you produce 2 units, if let's say you produce 2 units, so that cost of 10,000 will be shared by 2 products or 2 units. So how much each unit will bear the portion of your fixed cost? So that will be 10,000 divided by 2. So each unit will be 5,000 ringgit. So what if you produce 4 units? If you produce 4 units, then that 10,000 will be shared by 4 units of your product. So 10,000 divided by 4 will give you 2,500 ringgit per unit. Okay, because we are working now the fixed cost per unit. So what if, so you can plot, okay, for any quantity. So what if you produce 10 units? So you just take 10,000 divided by 10 units. So each unit will carry a 1,000 unit cost. Okay, you can continue. Okay, you can do for 50 and then you can do for the rest of it. So once you have identified, okay, you have this one, then you can plot. Oh, again, if what if you don't produce anything? So if you don't produce anything, so that will be 10,000 divided by 0. Mathematically, it will be 10,000 divided by 0. That gives you infinity. So that's why when you see the graph, you see the graph, it is asymptotic. Asymptotic means it doesn't touch this line, but it's moving towards it, but it doesn't touch the 0 line. So that is asymptotic. So basically, if you have the your fixed cost, so based on the Excel or based on the coordinate that you have plotted just now, so you can draw the graph. So this is how your fixed cost per unit looks like, right? So if you compare, you can see the graph, your total fixed cost, it is a constant. So for your total fixed cost, it is constant at 10,000 ringgit. But if you have your fixed cost per unit, it reduces based on the units that you produce. So that's how your fixed cost per unit looks like. And this is how your total fixed cost look like. So hopefully you have a better understanding for your variable cost and your fixed costs. So if you look at this question, variable costs are costs that vary in total directly and proportionately with changes in the activity level. Is that true? What about your variable cost? It remains the same per unit at every level, at every activity level, or neither of the above, or both A and B above. So which one is your answer for variable cost? So it remains the same per unit at every level, and it vary in total directly and proportionately with changes in the activity level. So the answer is D, both A and B above. So hopefully you have a better understanding on what is your variable cost and what is fixed cost, and how that it behaves, okay, in accordance with the level of activity. Okay, what is meant by level of activity? If you are a manufacturing company, so level of activity is basically the number of units that you produce, or the volume, or the level of units, okay, that you level of production. Okay, so that is your level of activity. So hopefully you have a better understanding on this two costs, right? So that means you look at the behavior of the cost, how the cost behave in relation to the activity level. So with that, I thank you.